Welcome back to Culture Voice Reviews. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. Thank you so much for being back. If you enjoy what we do here, please consider subscribing. Please consider becoming part of the family and helping us reach our goal of 4,000 subscribers. So here we are back. The follow-up video from the last one. Um, Jim Cornette's views on Cody Rhodes smacking um, the shit out of The Rock, and Cody and Seth accepting the challenge for the tag team match at WrestleMania 40. So, without any further ado, let's get into it.
And then we get to what we came to see. At 9:30, Nick Aldis goes to the locker room of Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, and the extra security has been placed outside all the locker rooms all night so that nobody's going to get in a fight until it's time to get in a fight. And Aldis knocks on the door, nothing, knocks, and then he looks, where are they? And the security guards standing outside the locker room are clueless. Well, aren't they in there? And it's all the indie guys, right? I understand them wanting to create a little mystery going into the break before the entrances for the promo. But how do they? Either there's a back door, in which case, why didn't they have people stationed there also? Or are we expected to believe that they just teleported themselves because these dozen people standing in front of the door can't find them?
It is wrestling. It is wrestling, and they've done a lot of weird shit. So they teleported, or someone is Batman.
Is that the best cliffhanger we can come up with for this goddamn giant promo segment that 3 million people are going to watch?
Yes.
Again, am I being too fucking...
They're escape artists. What do you want me to tell you? Rollins is dressed like one. Maybe he's an escape artist.
He was dressed like he was wearing an inflatable pup tent.
They're all black. Like he's trying to escape.
He was, but it was inflated. It looked like somebody put a rubber air hose up the rear end of it and blown him up like a Macy's float. Anyway, so they come back from the break with the Bloodline entrance and then the Rock entrance separately, and he's got the lightning and the new effects on the screen, and the place is lit up for these guys because now here's the stars. And even though the Rock's got wrestling heat, they still know here's a goddamn movie star. And have you noticed he always, when they're in the ring, he stands alone and to the left of the rest of the group? The point now, it's always that way to where I'm pretty sure when the inevitable happens, they're going to fucking go back to that. And they might even show a little clip and say he was never part of us. Whatever.
Or he steals the group from Roman.
Or he steals the group from Roman and they gravitate over to the other side. Slow, maybe they'll do it slowly. Maybe next week, fucking Solo will kind of start edging over a little bit, and then within the next month, Roman will look around and they're all on that side. But anyway, they shake and hug hands. Shake and hug hands. They hug and shake hands, do Roman and Rock, and Roman Reigns says, acknowledge us. And that's all that they just, the entrance and that. And then, boom, Cody music hits. And here comes Cody and Seth, but they're coming in from the stands, from up in the cheap seats, coming down the stairs. They've done an end. I don't know. They still ended up in the ring, and nobody attacked anybody at that point. So I'm not sure why they felt they needed the element of surprise. But it was a cliffhanger for a commercial break.
See, I thought as it was happening, I'm like, okay, The Rock calls himself the People's Champion. Here's Cody showing we're the actual guys of the people. But they didn't really address that at all.
Well, didn't the Shield used to come in from the stands? That's why Moxley still clings to his past glory when he was somebody in a real company, right? Right. So maybe they were doing that because of Seth. That's his deal.
Jim Cornette's hatred for John Moxley, I think it's soon gonna surpass his hatred for the Young Bucks and the Elite. But anyways, back to what we're here for.
I'm grasping at straws here.
This is a great review so far.
Well, so far they hadn't done nothing, but they got to it. So we came back, and now we're down to nut cutting time. Cody and Seth are in the ring. Rock and Roman are in the ring. The other Stooges got out on the floor. You see Aldis and some of the security out there, but we got the 4 guys involved. And now they've got the face off, and they let the people rumble. And then Cody said, Rock, I've heard your challenge. Do you have the authority to make that stipulation? You said Roman last week was your tribal chief. And he's trying to needle him a little bit. And so Cody is about to give the answer to the challenge, and Rock shuts him up. And he cuts the promo. And the fans start chanting diarrhea at some point. And Rock reiterates the challenge perfectly with all the stipulations. You needed that to be resaid so everybody understands it, because again, that's a difference in the AEW talking segments and the WWE talking segments. The AEW talking segments talk endlessly about everything, with people coming out until you can't keep track of where you started. And the WWE talking segments have a couple of different points that they hammer home until they're clear with everybody. And then Rock starts to ask if they accept, and Seth cuts in on Mr. Midlife Crisis. You know, you've had your time, you can't have ours. We accept. So Seth gets to accept. And that's fine. And then Roman jumps in on Cody. You gonna let him answer for you? You gonna let this cross-dresser make your future decisions? He's fucking hilarious.
And he got a little bit of heat for that cross-dresser line. I don't know which organization got pissed off that he made like a cross-dresser line, but it was funny. It was funny. People need to lighten up. It was hilarious.
And fucking Cody said, and basically when The Rock says when Roman Reigns, or when their team wins and then Roman Reigns wins, Cody's not going to get another title shot. And Rock says, I'm going to do everything to keep the title away from you. You will never finish your story. I'm on a board of directors. I'm your boss. You're never going to get another shot. And that's why I said at the top of the show, even though the Buckaroos have really been EVPs of the indie company for the last 5 years, and they had this in their mind to come back and play off of real life incidents by being portrayed as the real life EVP douchebags they are. Now that millions of people are seeing this, The Rock just joined the board in January, and this is their angle. They've made it theirs, and they're doing it right. Seriously, and with heavy hitting people that are on.
I have no idea why we're talking about AEW so much during a WWE segment review, but the the Young Bucks situation, they were what, a year too late um, to play into real life. They should have done this like a year ago at all in London. They should have played into it and like had the match with CM Punk and FTR, and that would have been that. They would have been like in a far better position. Everyone would have made money. But yes, people are children and people um, don't enjoy making money. But other than that, it's true. The Rock and WWE have done the whole evil boss thing a little far better than AEW. But let's not lean into talking about AEW so much when we're trying to review um, WWE.
Major television programs and reported on in major fucking news outlets. And Rock's going to the Oscars. And the Buckaroos are going to the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards. And so the WWE has made this angle theirs as to whether this guy that's involved in administration is going to be able to use his pull to fuck these other people. But whereas the EVPs, as you mentioned earlier in this show, Brian, have no counterpart from the company that's trying to do right and trying to enforce the rules or keep this guy from being a megalomaniac, or these guys. The WWE has Triple H, the chief content officer, who says all the decisions are made by me, regardless of what anybody says. So they've covered their bases. This is working, and they're showing AEW how to do it right. And then finally, and I'll let you make your comments, but The Rock tells Cody that he's the youngest of the three kids. And without mentioning Dustin's name, but Rock says your sister was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and your brother is on his way to the Hall of Fame, and you're 20 years younger than them because you were a mistake. And then Cody thinks and looks and starts to say something and hauls off, and they've already got the copyright notice up. And he slaps the Rock and whah, boom, and Rock's like, oh, and that's where we go off the air.
That was magic.
I want to see some more. So, I mean,
was Tony Khan timing it, or did they want this to happen like that?
No, they wanted it to happen. You can tell they wanted it to happen like that, I believe, because now we don't know what's going to go on after that, or what went on after that, what might go on next week. I mean, I don't know whether they wanted it exactly that tight. It's about 10 seconds, but you could tell that was the point they wanted to end on. So now people are going, oh shit, because old who's he? What's he never? Chris Rock never slapped Will Smith back, did he?
He never did.
No. Nope.
Well, now he has. So now where are they?
See, I guess the weird thing for that, the only thing I don't like, and I love this, I thought this whole segment was great. The Rock's been great since he embraced what he should be. But when you go off the air like that, like the first slap, it happened, and then people separated them, got Cody and Rollins out of there, and The Rock and Roman were on the stage alone, remember? We have no idea what happened after they went off the air. You would think there'd be a brawl or something. So I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like, going off the air just like that, when there's no logical reason that they're not going to just fight right away.
Well, they might have fight. As a matter of fact, if they did fight, they should show it next week. And if they weren't smart enough to figure out they should have a little something to show next week, they ought to do it next time. Because that would also, you want people to wonder what's going to, oh shit, holy Christ, what's going to happen? And you want to leave it up like that. But if they don't refer to what happened next week, at least refer to it, or better yet, have a clip to show, I will agree with you that it's a letdown when you've tuned in to find out, did they fucking fight?
And they didn't.
So maybe they fought, and we'll see it next week.
That was SmackDown. It certainly makes you want to see what's coming next.
It certainly was, and it certainly did. But there ain't much to it, but you remember everything you need to. So now for WrestleMania, we got the tag match night 1. We got the title match night 2. We've already got, a few other things going on that are interesting and that we will probably want to see. I'm enjoying how this is coming together.
And there we go. That is Jim Cornette's review on Cody Rhodes slapping The Rock. So, this was like a riveting storyline. We're enjoying the way they are building towards WrestleMania. Of the fans' goal, like our outlook on this would be, the outcome that we would want is like Cody should win the world title come WrestleMania Sunday, because Roman Reigns himself has like outgrown the necessity of having a title around him. And yeah, I would really like to see The Rock versus Roman, like a full feud. Hopefully they can get a match in before Rock has to go and shoot, be on a movie set or anything. But hey, hopefully we'll get everything that we need from this entire program will be fulfilled. So if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing. Please consider becoming part of the family. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.